All right, we're live. Am I lagging?
We're looking good.
All right, we're in the Broker's Edge podcast. Bradley Morgan, our first broker for the podcast. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, doing good, mate. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure, mate. Thanks for jumping on. Excited to have you here, mate. So just going to ask you a few questions about being a mortgage broker, but why don't you tell us a bit about who you are, what kind of gets you out of bed in the morning? Who is Bradley behind the broker?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, thanks for having me on. My name is Bradley Morgan. I started out as a mortgage broker with Certitude Finance Group a few years ago, specializing in home loans. And over the years, I've moved into more of a finance broker role as I've gradually expanded my skills and services to people with car loans, personal loans, business loans, really all types of finance. I actually started out in IT. I love problem solving and systems, but I wasn't finding much meaning in my previous role. And a good friend of mine, of ours, Robert Carmichael, he invited me to join Certitude Finance as a mortgage broker, and I decided to make the leap. I spent 7 months getting my 1 year diploma, and joined Certitude Finance Group and threw myself into it. And then yeah, I've been fortunate to grow quickly. I reached elite broker status with CBA after a year. But at
What
the
does that mean?
core,
That sounds cool.
basically, yeah, they just are acknowledging that I'm doing a good job and submitting a few loans through them. And generally, you need to meet a few KPIs like one touch approvals and things like that. No declines, obviously. And yeah, there's a few other things as well. But yeah, at the core of it, I bring that sort of IT mindset from my background, and I like taking complicated, stressful problems and turning them into simple and manageable solutions for my clients.
I love it. I love it. So, okay, cool. Normally brokers, I suspect, would be people. Not that you're not a people person, but you're a tech man. What's
Yeah.
a tech man doing in the brokering industry?
Um, Good question. So, well, I was working at a large buy now pay later company. Excuse me, I'm still recovering from a cold. Um, it was the first of its kind. So maybe you can work out which company it was. And while it was a decent job, it didn't really feel fulfilling for me. And I wanted to do something that actually helped people improve their lives. So mortgage broking ticked that box for me. You're not just moving numbers around, you're helping people buy their first home, invest in their future, set their family up, that sort of thing. And I also believe strongly in stable nuclear families, and broking gives me the opportunity to help people like that. And it also gives me the flexibility to be there for my family, especially my two kids. Whether it's school events or dentist appointments, I can show up for them, and that balance is just as important as the work itself.
Hmm, that's awesome. Um, when I speak to accountants, I ask them what gets them going. Like, why do you do what you do? And they love it because a lot of them love it because of the journey they get to walk their clients through, and they get
Yeah.
to see their kind of financial journey from having maybe no money or in debt or something to buying more investment properties to contributing to super to becoming really wealthy. And it's really cool to see the satisfaction on their faces. So do you find there's like synergies there with mortgage brokering?
Um, yeah, yep, same sort of thing. Yep. Um, yeah, that's really part of my why is being able to help my family and other people's families get ahead in life financially and set themselves up for success.
Hmm. Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. So, gee, how long have you been? So you did 7 months of training. How long have you been a mortgage broker now?
Probably coming up to 3 years.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Any crazy circumstances, any crazy scenarios that have come by your desk?
Yes. Yep. There's been a few. So I guess one that springs to mind is I had a young client, maybe early 20s, buying her first investment property. before even her first, owner-occupied property, with help from her parents, and we had everything lined up with a major bank. Great rate, great terms, all ready to go. But the build dragged on, and in the meantime, she took a couple of months off to travel overseas, as you do. But because she was a casual worker, that meant that her income dropped on paper to almost half. Her pre-approval expired, and the build went over time, and suddenly she was at risk of losing the property and her $60,000 deposit, which is pretty bad, as you can you can imagine. So
Oh
they were
yeah.
quite stressed. At one night, I was in their living room with her parents, and the fantastic conveyancer that agreed to come out and chat to them with me, who I recommended to them. Shout out to Olivia from Zappo Conveyancing. The clients were firing questions at me, as you can imagine, and just worried sick. We pivoted, reassessed, and I secured finance through another lender. And she got almost the same loan amount, with a pretty sharp rate and good terms, at almost half the income. In the end, she kept the property, saved her deposit, and her parents could finally breathe. And that night really showed me that broking isn't just about paperwork; it's about protecting people's futures.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was full on.
Um, that's crazy. You never think about that. That okay, you're going on holidays, but she's on casual, so pay slips will be expired or whatever,
Yeah,
and then the bill going over. There's so many variables in that circumstance
yeah,
that
and
have just
it
created a perfect storm.
yeah, it aligned badly with the end of the financial year as well. And she took, I think it was 3 months holiday, so she literally had half the income on paper, and we still somehow managed to make it work.
I can't believe that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I couldn't believe it either. And I
Wow.
was still fairly new at the time as well, so I was patting myself on the back a little bit.
Yeah. So good problem solving. How did you go dealing with the stress of it? That would have been. I don't know how you would have coped with that stress.
It was really stressful. Honestly, Olivia, the conveyancer, being there with me in person at 8 o'clock at night with talking to the clients, that really helped. So she was a great support to me, and I also have, 5 other brokers that I work with at Certitude, and they were also a very good support to me as well.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
What are the kind of the what are the boring clients that you get? Is that the ideal situation for you, a boring client?
Um, I guess so, somewhat. Yeah, I like when obviously it's nice when it's not, overly complicated and you have to spend hours working through scenarios and trying to figure out solutions for people. Yeah, it's always good to have those ones that it's just a straight vanilla refinance, and it's not too complicated and you can just get stuff done. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. How have you found the customers like the have you found the market like coming into this high interest rate? Have you found slowness in the activity? Has there been slow movement, home loans, all that sort of stuff? I guess there's been no cashback. What is it? Cashback offers lately as well when people refinance.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of speaking about those kind of things, what's been kind of different in the last couple of years? I know you've only joined 3 years ago,
Yeah.
but, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, before I joined, rates were as low as below 2%. Then when I started, it was around 6%. And over, so it's been difficult. It's been very difficult. It's been very slow. Um, so it's um, it's been a struggle, to be honest. Very slow starting out. And on that, I mean, even starting out on its own is tough. You can go months before seeing any income and actually getting paid for loans.
Yeah,
Then you've got things like clawback. So if a client refinances within a certain period, the lender actually takes your commission back.
yeah,
And then on top of that, a loan could take 20 or 30 hours for a more complicated scenario, um, of work behind the scenes that clients don't usually see. chasing
Tell us more about
documents.
that. Why does a loan take so long? What's the effort behind all that?
Yeah, well, I
If you
mean,
can summarize it in a high level.
yeah, so I mean, you're working through complicated scenarios, which you can imagine there's, income expenses, assets, liabilities. The
Hmm.
clients don't give you the right information. You're chasing documents. You're solving problems. People are coming off different government schemes, or, they want a bridging loan, or I mean, I'm working on one now where they're coming off a government scheme where the government own part of their property, and not only that, but they want a bridging loan and they want to do construction on a new property to build their dream home. So you can imagine how complicated that can be. Um,
Yeah, hang on.
and
So let's have a look. Listen to that. That's interesting. So, uh, okay, so cool. The customer went into a scheme where the government owned a portion of their home, which obviously helped with the loan approval and all that. Now they're coming off this scheme. So what happens? They buy that portion back from the government.
yeah, so it's called the Victorian Home Buyer Fund,
Yeah.
and the government owns 25% of the property. And so you can imagine that when they're selling that property, we have to make sure that the government sign off on everything and are happy with it. It's actually not too complicated once you know how it works. Essentially, we just need to do a couple of extra things when it comes to discharging the loan and making sure that the State Revenue Office essentially gets paid out for the amount of the property that they owned. So they get their money back. In this case, it is possible that the property is worth less than what they paid for it. There's maybe a 50-50 chance at this point. And so if that is the case, then the government will actually lose money on that as well. So they'll get
Okay, so
back
the
less.
government shares the risk. Okay.
Yes, they share the
Do they
risk.
share the reward?
Yes. So if
Okay,
if the
got it.
property sells for more, then they'll also, which is usually the case,
Yeah.
then they will also get a share of 25% of the profits as well.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. Huh. That's interesting, eh? So, why then, if the property is worth like, and you don't have to go into this detail, but if the property is worth roughly the same, if not less, why would the customer be selling? Is it personal circumstances? Because you said they're looking to buy a new home. Is they're looking
Yeah,
to cut their loss and reinvest or something? Or
essentially, yeah. So it's a townhouse,
yeah,
and they're sort of a couple in their, I would say, early 30s, and they're looking to essentially build their dream home, four-bedroom home,
got it.
where they can start a family.
Yeah,
Yep.
interesting, interesting. Okay, cool. So they're That's fascinating, hey? And obviously their personal circumstances may have changed a bit, so they're they've got probably more borrowing power to buy their dream home, so they want to get rid of this one and upgrade.
Exactly. Yeah, they got plenty of
Yeah,
servicing to buy pretty much whatever they want.
yeah, fantastic.
I'll sort out the whole government scheme side of things for them.
Yeah,
And then we need to figure out whether they can do bridging or not, which I have just yesterday. I had a Zoom meeting with a BDM from one of the lenders that we were looking at for the bridging. And yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be worthwhile for them. And so that's one option that I looked into for them with a couple of different lenders. And then another option will obviously be selling the property or doing simultaneous settlement.
got it.
And potentially, even if we can't do simultaneous settlement, they can sell the property, move in with family for, say 6 months while they're building. And then once the new property is ready, then yeah, they can move into that one. And that really opens up their options doing that option.
Assuming the build takes 6 months.
Yes, well, yeah, it could be closer to a
Could
year.
be
Who
two
knows?
years.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and that's another
Interesting.
thing with bridging as well is the build must be completed within a year, and so
Or
that
else what? What happens?
bad things happen. And so yeah, they could yeah they could lose a lot of money essentially. Um,
Well, so what we'll talk through it. Can you talk through it a little bit, or what happens if the bridge loan falls through?
I
or
haven't had it
twice?
happen before, and I haven't looked into it too much, to be honest. So I
Yeah.
don't exactly know what happens, if I'm completely honest with you.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, but yeah, if I mean, there's also a lot of fees involved. So, for
Yeah.
instance, if they did take 12 months to build, fees could be 45 grand just on interest on the bridging loan.
That sounds like a really high risk option to
Yes,
go bridging loan if
yes,
based on builds, based on how long it takes to build a home.
yes. Which is why I will not be recommending that option to them.
Yeah.
Not only that, but um, they have the option to live with family, and
Yeah,
so
cool.
financially um, and in terms of risk, it's going to be a lot better option for them to probably sell first and then build their home.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Cool. Okay, that's interesting. With that government scheme, is that like a common like I've actually heard of this government scheme. I was speaking to a branch manager at Bendigo Bank,
Yeah.
and she spoke about it. And I spoke to another buyer's agent about it. He said, yeah, that's for like banks only. So mortgage brokers can't offer that government scheme.
Correct.
That's really interesting, hey?
Yep.
So, can you talk a little bit about that? Do people know about? I guess less people would know about it because most people have a broker and they're not going to offer it because it's not something they can offer in the first place.
Mm. Yeah, so you're correct. There's only a handful of lenders that will do it. Sort of CBA, Bendigo Bank come to mind. And you're correct in saying that it's not something that we can assist with. The client has to go directly, I think it's directly to the SRO and
hmm
work it all out with them.
What's an SRO?
The State Revenue Office.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
and
Okay, yep, got it.
yeah, so they have to apply for it directly, and we can't assist them with it at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting. Interesting. Cool. That's cool. That's been really interesting so far. I've already learned a few things. That's interesting.
yeah,
Um, what else have I got for you, Bradley? What else have I got here? How's the podcast gone so far, mate? How you feeling?
yeah. Good, good.
Am I
Loving
holding your
it.
feet to the fire?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Good,
I wasn't
good.
prepared for half of these questions, so.
Yeah, I didn't honestly. I looked at the questions, going, "Nah, I'll give you some other ones." Um, no, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Let's think. What do you think what is the perception that people have of mortgage brokers? And is it true or is it not true? What's the main perception?
You've gone a bit quiet there.
Testing, testing. Have you got me?
I can hear you. It's just a bit quieter than it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe
If
just
I talk
face the
closer,
mic towards you a bit more.
how's that? Is that better?
It is a little better.
Is it good enough?
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, ask
what's
the
the
question again.
common? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will. It's all good. We're ironing out the wrinkles for this first episode, Bradley. It's all
Yeah.
good, mate.
Are you asking
Um,
perception or misconception?
I wrote to you misconception, but I want to ask perception. What do you think the perception of most people have on mortgage brokers?
Um, that's a good question. So I think people used to think that we weren't necessary, but people are coming around a lot more now. I would say around three quarters of loans are done through mortgage brokers now. And it's actually climbing over the last couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised if we even hit 80% of all loans done through mortgage brokers in the next year or two, which is,
Wow.
yeah, the vast majority. So I think
Why is that?
generally, well, I
Why
think
have
generally
people
people are
gone into
starting
mortgage
to see the
brokers?
value of mortgage brokers, and they're starting to realize that the more options there are out there, the more value that a broker can provide, because we will look at your whole financial situation and work out a
Mm,
tailored solution that meets your needs. And because you could have companies, family trusts, it could be structured all sorts of different ways, and you might have different goals. You might be looking to increase your tax benefits that your accountants advise you to look for, things like that. And so we tailor a solution based on your objectives and your goals and your current financial situation. Whereas if you go to a lender, all they can really do is offer you their one best option.
Yeah.
And generally, it's going to be sort of a one size fits all type thing. And you will then have to go to another lender and get another option and then compare them. And it's going to take you a lot of time. And so you might as well come to us where we're not even going to charge you directly for the service most of the time because we get paid a commission from the lender. And so generally it's often going to be a free service for you. Like that commission that they pay us, it's not even added into your loan in any way. It's they're paying us as if we are their employees. And so there's really no downside to coming to a broker. We do all the work for you. We compare all the options for you. Um, you know, for car loans, we've got over 70 lenders on our panel, so there's just so many options and so much upside and basically no downside to coming to a broker. You just get handed off and get everything done for you. All you have to do is provide us the information and the documents.
Yeah, it's good. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start going to a bank about my loan. Like, I just wouldn't even. I wouldn't even know where to start. I'd
Yeah.
rather speak to the many different mortgage brokers I know, and
Yeah.
yeah,
It,
you know what I mean. Like, and
yeah.
everyone knows a couple of mortgage brokers. Like, everyone
Yeah.
knows one.
Yeah, there's about 20,000 of us in Australia, so everyone does
Yeah,
know
yeah,
one. Every man and their dog's a mortgage broker. But yeah, I guess the benefit of going to a lender is if you had an existing relationship and maybe they can get stuff done very quickly for you.
sure.
But
Yeah, yeah,
at the cost of, it's probably going to cost you more money. Um, and, you don't get that peace of mind of knowing that you're getting a tailored solution, one of the most affordable solutions for your current scenario.
Hey, I got a new question for you.
Hmm.
We just said every man and his dog is a mortgage broker.
Yes.
Um, how do you find do you find that competition to you? Like, do you how do you work with this competition in the industry?
Yeah, good question. So I I don't really think about it too much, to be honest. Um, so for instance, we're part of a business networking group,
Mm,
BNI Better Together, and there's a mortgage broker in that group. And he's happy to pass loans that he doesn't want to do to me, say car loans, and I'm happy to recommend him to people to do, their home loans. And I don't see that as me losing business. I see that as helping him gain business.
mm.
We don't need to be in direct competition. There's actually, I can't remember what the figure was, but if you work it out, it's something like 1,000 potential clients per mortgage broker in Australia. I think it's even more than that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
there's really no reason to be competing with each other or poaching clients or any of that nonsense.
yeah,
Like if a client comes to me and they say they're working with another mortgage broker and they want a second opinion, I'll tell them the facts, but I'm not going to try and take them from that person.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
They've
good.
obviously come to me because they're not getting, that person. Generally, they can't get in contact with them or something like that. And if I
Yeah,
can help them, then I'm gonna try and help them, but I'm not gonna try and take that client from them. I will say, feel free to go back to your current mortgage broker and try again. And
yeah,
if they're not getting back to you at all, then I'm more than happy to help you. But I'm
yeah,
not going to try and steal anyone's clients or anything like that. There's no need.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Um, Customer gets a loan with you, and the loan's settled,
Yes.
and you sent a congrats, thank you, catch you later, alligator message. What then?
Well, I would never send that. I would send them an email saying, "Thank you, congratulations on your settlement," and it's never see you later. It's an ongoing process of serving clients, and I try to touch base with my clients sort of every probably. I mean, after that stage, I will probably make sure that everything's been completed correctly, and I'll set some tasks to follow up with them probably after a month when their first repayment goes out, and make sure that's all happen successfully. And if they're all happy and they don't have any issues, then I'll give them a call 6 months after settlement, make sure everything's going well, touch base, have a chat, and then maybe another 6 months after that, and I'll just keep in touch with them over time, and yeah, hopefully keep them engaged and make sure they're looked after and support them. Because yeah, I'm all about quality over quantity. I'd rather spend the time following up with, existing clients that I enjoy working with. They're trying to get new clients, and just churning through it.
Mm.
So yeah, that's my personal way of doing things. Not all brokers do that. A lot of them are just about the numbers. But yeah, personally, I like to make sure my clients are happy.
Um, I remember my first mortgage broker, and he was talking me through the whole process, and he said, when your first repayment comes in, I'm going to call you, touch base, see how everything's going.
Yep.
And I was hanging out for that. I don't know why. I
Oh,
was
okay.
excited. It was my first home loan, whatever, or my first home. And I was expecting that message, or I was
Yes.
expecting that call.
Yes.
I was expecting him to make sure that I have the money to pay for that first home loan repayment.
Yep.
And it never came. And I'm still dirty about it today.
You're still waiting. Oh dear.
It's been it's been about 7 years.
Yeah, I'm
um,
look, I'm a strong believer in do what you say you'll do. Um,
that's it.
so if I'm
Yep.
not going to do something, I'm not going to say that I'm going to do something.
Yep.
If you want me to do something, ask me and I'll probably do it. But if I tell you I'm going to do something, then I'm going to do something.
Yeah, yeah. I think it makes all the difference. Really, I do.
Yeah.
I think it makes a difference. You'll talk about clawbacks, talk about people leaving, going to other brokers or banks or whatever. That little bit of integrity, and just a little bit of yes, I care, a little bit of follow up. Tell you what, it makes a difference, eh?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
So the last loan I did was a $1.3 million refi and purchase in one. And the reason that I got that loan was they were actually probably my first ever clients from a couple of years ago or year and a half ago. The reason that they came back to me was because after I think it was after a year, I sent them an email, uh, not only to touch base, but to actually, because I knew that they were thinking about investing in the future, I did some research and provided some reports about what their property is currently worth and exactly how much equity, because I know what their current loan balance is, exactly how much equity they have in their property and what their options are that they can do with it. And then probably 8 months later, they replied to that email telling me, okay, we're ready to buy our first investment property. And then that just got approved recently.
Come on, man.
Yeah, so pretty happy about that.
That
And so are
is
they. So
that is cool.
that's what it's all about.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That is cool. We should leave it there, bro, because that's been good. That's been good. Couple tech difficulties. Maybe I'll cut them out. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave them in. Um, Bradley, mate. Bradley Morgan, the mortgage broker slash asset finance broker. Is that the correct term?
Yeah, sure.
At
Close
Certitude
enough.
Finance. Look him up, whoever's listening to this, and have a chat to him because he's a pretty good bloke. He's got
Thanks.
him and I both have great faces for radio, so hopefully you're listening to this.
Hey,
And
speak for yourself, mate.
yeah, yeah. Cheers, Bradley. Appreciate it, man.
All good. If anyone needs a loan, call me.
Boom.